There we go. I got it.
They're doing it.
I wasn't going to pass. Oh no, yeah, we had pictures of bush ice. Come on.
Right, borrow the money from the parents that made their league fee and they're drinking Hennessy and Coke.
That was silly.
First one was toe. Oh, wait, toe. That's right.
That doesn't happen. Fine.
You just went down. Oh, my bad.
I gotta hear this.
So we had three. First game we tied.
We won 9-5, lost 9-5.
We tied. Won by 4, won by 4, tied. The only way to have a tie is if we lost by 4. We lost by 4, and not only that.
Okay, because I know I said
There's no way to tilt this fucking thing. Don't tilt it back.
On the last inning.
I'm pretty sure I got the tie at the end.
Cookie was pitching and he was struggling it out. To end the game. He ended up walking that guy and gave up 4 runs. 5 runs.
They got
So you don't want the tape?
It doesn't.
We lost by 4. The
No, it
only
works.
way. And then Pat goes, okay, fine, we'll have a game 4.
Peter Kerr on like a Wednesday night.
I gotta take this thing off the stand. Though. It doesn't.
Nowhere else. Nowhere else.
sunny all day until like 6 o'clock.
It's over.
No.
I did go home. It looks pretty good. So I'm like, all right. This last box I drove over. That's not bad. I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'll cover the window. The shit's on me. Window was the fucking sweater to begin with. Two baseball teams over there. Hennessy and Coke. Don't put it up. Don't play it up. I don't even know why.
I said, what would you do in chat?
Totally legit.
And I said, what would you do in like, it's probably the best I would do.
That's scary. You know what? There's an idea in my head that. Oh god, that would be. Let's go.
The dunk tank.
The chairs just like this. With Fetty's shivering.
Yeah, the guy loses $5 grand. Yeah, I'll go in cold water in September. I'd rather have the
Underneath.
They had 18 game losing streak.
No one.
I think Adam might bring that.
They're in the. No, I talked. No, opening day of football season, we were smoking and had beer.
Opening day of the NFL. Grab a beer. Really? You're a hot wing place.
We don't need beer. Can you get us?
I like banks.
Did you call Segway or something?
You let us know when you want to start. And I'll round pick you up. Say, we'll get your glasses together. Okay. Well, you're the ones after.
They fly around the living room like we're
Yeah, like these are my cousins, by the way. So yeah, this is Jessica, Lauren. It is actually Lauren's dad. Yeah. Oh yeah. Pat's gonna go ahead and tonight. He's gonna become a designated driver, so. Ty just turned 15, so we're like, yes, be a designated driver.
Soon.
There you go.
Training him.
I played a great golf game.
Yeah.
Those guys were freaking falling away.
Does Pat have anyone that wants to
Their school's like little Kevin.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. Don't ask me. I don't know.
Is Brent's last name Flowers?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's good. And then umpires, I know they love
-4, and I was like, come on.
It's really nice. But like, thank you very much for coming. But we can, whatever you want to do.
You kind of are.
This third kid would have to sit by itself.
Did you set that up? You gotta make this lower.
That's awesome. And guess what? Excuse me, sir.
I told Brian.
Have you seen this before?
This bourbon.
I absolutely have before.
No.
A squirrel last year. That's not a squirrel, that's a plum. Hey, Dave.
Someone's gonna have dirty.
Do you only never heard the dirty story? You haven't heard the dirty story? I told him.
We're gonna try to go ahead and get started, if you don't mind. I don't know if you guys can hear me. You need the mic or can we hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Hear me all right? What? I'd like to introduce myself and Shane. I'm Joe Collins. I'm the Vice President of the NABA, and this is Shane Suzuki, the President of the company. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for having us out here. You know, we're kind of in a quick trip in and out because I've got some younger sons playing some football tomorrow. But it's beautiful out here, absolutely gorgeous. I know we got the good weather from what we're hearing. So what we want to do tonight is first open it up to anyone out here that would like to talk about Pat a little bit. Show pictures.
Yeah, you show slideshow.
And women in the room. So if there's anybody that would like to talk about Pat, we're going to have you come on up. We do have a mic up here if there's anyone that would like to say anything about Pat. And then Shane's going to go ahead and present the award after that when we finalize everything else. Anybody? Anybody would like to speak about Pat?
Brad.
That's all right.
Well, you know I'm running.
All right, you know it. Come on up.
You got some no-nos?
You came so close to playing.
Yes. Oh boy.
All right, I still owe you money. Watch your mouth now.
Well, for those of you,
We can hear you, right?
for those of you who don't know me, I'm an umpire. Some of these guys will argue that I'm not. I have known Pat Fetty, what, 14 years?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. He was the very first guy I ever threw out.
In an all-star game.
Right?
And how many times have you thrown him out now?
Just once.
Really?
He learns quick.
How many presidents have been thrown out in an all-star game?
You.
Write that down.
Hall of Fame.
We got some shit for you guys tonight.
I admire this man. I respect this man. I watched the change with NABA when he took it over. That's the last nice thing I'll ever say about him. That's it.
Well, we've seen this guy. I remember him years ago when I was just telling somebody over here that he's pitching in the dome and he buries a ball in a guy's ribs. And in those days, this man could throw. He could throw.
Awesome, a glimmering of the eye back then.
In 6th grade, it's questionable.
He gets married a 3-foot putt now.
I've got a picture of my dog in my wall.
We don't even know that.
Anyway, he has this guy in the ribs, and this guy doubles up in pain, and I mean, he's on the ground for a while.
Sure he
and
wasn't
then
laughing.
He gets up, and he goes to first base, and Mr. Vicious here, 7 times in a row, he throws over to first base, and he picks the guy off on the 7th pitch. Now the guy is bent over, he goes back to the dugout, he never plays in the game again. This is the memory I have of Pat Fetty. And now we see him over the years, he doesn't throw quite as fast. And the curveball doesn't move quite as much. But he still uses the same one word that he's always used on the mound.
It's inappropriate.
Anybody know what the one word is?
Come here,
Start with an F?
It does.
It starts with F and it's not Fred.
Fetty.
It's not Fetty.
One word Fetty, they call it. So I said to myself, you know, I'm concerned about this man. Things are a lot slower, you're not moving as hard. You look like a little out of shape.
Alright,
So I go over to a pharmacist and I talk to this pharmacist. Can we help this man? His name's Pat Fetty. And she said, well, what's the problem? And I said, well, he's just not as hard as he used to be.
Viagra, that's what
Are
I
you
said.
with me? I told you. I warned you. And I said, it just doesn't break like it used to. And she said, well, maybe a little KY jelly. I don't know what was on her mind. And I said, no, you didn't hear me. I said, his name is Pat Fetty. Oh, I thought you said something about pet and fitting. That's what I thought. No, his name's Pat Fetty. And she said, well, what is his problem? And I said, well, he's put a little weight on. And I said, he's aged. God, I waited a long time to get up there.
I couldn't fucking wait till you leave here.
And I want you 2 guys to come back. Oh, I want you. Oh. Yes. And she said, well, does he have the support of the team? And I said, well, they cheer. Yes. She said, do they mean well with it? Oh, they try to help him immensely, but he's still having problems. And so she sends me to another area of the drugstore. Says he needs more support.
Have you ever worn a job?
Keep an eye on
Don't mess with the hair.
I love it.
I fucking broke it already. Yeah, this is more like me on a weekend.
That's our Hall of Famer, right?
Wow. On the serious side, I think this induction is well overdue. This is a gentleman we all respect. He's made this NABA a lot better here in Seattle. And I thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
I had to have fun.
bought a new house with it.
Hey, Fetty, were those little balls in your eyes at one time?
So let's follow that one.
Oh, there's got to be other people in here that got something to say about him.
Brett.
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 You want me back up there again?
Don't make me go up there, Brett. Come on.
I'm not going because I'm not ready.
Come on. We want to hear your side of it, Beth. You've been dealing with it a lot longer.
There's a reason I haven't been to a lot.
I've never seen you at a game. I've played this for 14 years.
Oh, I've been there. I was pregnant with Todd. About 14, 15 years ago. Well, you were there. Okay, Joe, get up there. I have to hobble up there thanks to you. Go.
Well, you're gonna have to leave the room if I tell the stories in Arizona with him and I. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, are you in the same bed? Go for it. I've already heard that.
Treat Arizona like Vegas. What's happened there stays there.
Hell no.
Yeah, come on, you guys. Nobody has anything to say about him.
Yeah, what do you think?
Get up there.
We have a lot
I'll
to
put a
say.
toast up to the first game in Arizona, which was pretty much a guaranteed win every time you went down. Because you knew who was pitching the first game, you knew you had a win in the pod play, you knew who was pitching the first playoff game. You've gone down, won a couple rings, I've won a couple championships with him. I've gone from seeing Fetty throw bats halfway up backstops to F-wording on the mound, to shutting people down. He had a lot of fun. He grew as a ball player, as the rest of us did from our brash college years. Not all of us grew out of it, so. And it's been a pleasure playing baseball with him. I know there's a lot of stories now can be told. Some are funnier in person, I think, is the problem, than they are when you tell them again. I told Gerlitz this one. I remember sitting in the dugout at Bannerwood, and Jesus Christ. A couple guys, and I don't know why this one still sticks with me. It was funny as hell at the time. And gorgeous blonde walks into the ballpark, and Fetty immediately notices her along with the rest of us.
You went for more than drink,
Yeah, a lot.
That girl is unbelievable. I would spend all night with her, on and on and on. And somebody points out that actually is one of the teammates.
Chris, have I introduced you to Beth?
Yeah.
I'm Matt.
So moving on.
Christ. Is there an attorney in this one?
They all tag team.
Yeah, what do you got?
Fucking kerosene now.
With a little
It's been a weekend with the two of them. I guess they were prostitutes. I don't remember them.
Hey, you invited Charlie Brown. What is fine?
Alright, sorry Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt my flow.
Fetty.
Yeah.
I filled it up.
What do you
All right, here we go.
It was good. I'll do it.
He knew the vodka, sweetheart. Thank you, faggot.
I'll do one. Let's see. Yeah.
Actually, I didn't play with. I played with Pat for I don't know how many years we've been on the same team now, but the first couple of years I was with Dwayne and some of these other guys, and I would say the first few years especially did not enjoy playing as much as I should have. I definitely got a little more upset at umpires and yeah. And I especially remember the one story I remember the most is the Tugs must have been hurting because they brought Pat and I both over on the same team, and I'd been in the league about 2 years. And they started, I think they started you, and that was when I first started vulturing people. They started Pat, we were winning, and I came in after Pat, and we had a long tradition for a few years where if one of us started, the other one would come in and screw it up. So Pat started, and we were winning the tournament game, and I came in, we were playing at Cheney Stadium or something, and I got crushed. And gave up the lead, lost the game, and wanted to do what I usually do and go back and pout and swear and kick and everything else. And I hadn't really hung out with Pat yet. And at that point, he took me aside, and we decided to go with the team that we just kind of screwed for letting us both pitch and screw their game. And we took everybody to Hooters, and Pat actually kind of was asking why I was so pissed off. And I said, you know, I just lost, and I'm all mad. And he goes, you know, in this league, you're going to lose about 100 more times. He goes, you're going to start enjoying yourself a little bit more. And, you know, this team we play on now, the biggest thing we hear a lot is we have a lot of fun, we win a lot of games, but it's more fun than any time I've ever played baseball. We give ourselves a lot of hard times. I love hearing what these guys give me crap, and I love giving them crap. So I remember the first time I remember talking with Pat was after a loss, and actually him telling me to kind of lighten up and actually start enjoying what I'm doing again. So that's what I remember. So thank you very much, sir. Get up.
Wow. Quirky. How many years now, Pat?
What?
I've had 900.
It's pretty easy to be happy when you're 18.
Pat Fetty, the only guy who I saw pitch a ball game less than a week after an appendectomy.
Yeah.
47 degrees at Woodville High School Sunday morning. And that takes a hell of a man right there.
I remember going to the hospital, picking him out the next day. He's like, I'm going to go mow the lawn. I'm like, honey, you just had major surgery. And I'm playing baseball on Sundays. I'm like, all right. Have fun with that.
I knew you'd start telling the story about him.
I watched him play baseball in high school. We knew each other in high school. I watched him through high school, college. I'd go out to UNM and watch him play there. And, you know, it's just been his passion forever. And it's just amazing to watch how he's had to grow and really appreciated everything that goes into it. And
You must have seen the good years.
I saw like, was it there what? Yeah. I watched him when he would play for the Brewers. I went out to Milwaukee and saw those. So, yeah. But to be let go from a team and then to come back and still have that passion that he has, it really is amazing. So, good job, Pat.
Thank you.
No hooters, no macarons for you.
Even after all the blog comments.
Yeah,
Bert. I'm not sure any more stories about blondes. Remember how we said you come back and play for us next year? No. Stay in retirement, bitch.
And let's see, I think there was a time where he thought
I'd love to hear the end of Bert's story at some point.
Two baseball games in the same day.
In
Like
Las
the first
Vegas.
9 innings in Vegas, and thought, well, gee, it's 110 degrees and my arm's feeling pretty good. Maybe I'll just throw about another 6 or 7 right after that. And then it was like walking around like this, where you couldn't even scratch your own ass for about 2 minutes.
You drink a bottle of Stoli, amazing things can happen.
And you had some
We
bike
saw the
visit.
second game, it wasn't that amazing yet.
That was pre-bike. That was before I had a shortstop who had a,
Before Willie Wonka joined the team.
Willie Wonka factory.
I think we needed some one time. I remember in, I think it was Arizona, we decided to golf before our first game, and I think I remember rolling the cart.
Vegas.
Because we're so
Vegas.
Vegas. Rolled the cart, and unfortunately Pat wasn't the passenger. He was supposed to be pitching tomorrow, and he got the curve right in his chest, right in his ribs.
The battery acid on the shorts.
Yeah, battery acid. The cart, the battery acid, the fucking divot shit went in my ass. Fucking toes on top of me like a bag of meat. Everything came down on me, right in my ass. But he saved his beer. But they didn't hit pitch the next pitch.
No.
No?
Hey, when you wake up and, you got 2 acres of grass in your shitter, and your fucking drinking partner on top of you, hey, you gotta go on injured reserve. It's kind of brutal. Alright, thank God we had a family together.
Yeah, your whole family.
More drinks, more drinks.
This is still recording.
Just one time. At band camp.
Alright, so we're just going to go on the way, way back machine for a little bit.
Somebody give him the microphone.
Really what I want to say is, well, Triple and I and Bobby were probably the inaugural
season, the only players that I remember, but remember hearing about some guy whose reputation preceded him. There's this guy, Pat Fetty. I don't know if you heard, he throws gas. He's playing for Stallnecker's team. And a lot of you have no idea who this is. And sure enough, I hear, oh, he's a foul mouth.
Oh, true.
He'll bean you in a heartbeat. He's a fucking asshole. I'm going to tell you right now. I know nothing about this guy, but sure enough, first game, he's warming up. I'm like, God, that guy can fucking throw. He dots somebody, he doesn't get a couple, and he was kicked out of the first game I ever saw Pat Fetty. First time in Arizona, first game at the Giant Stadium, he throws a bat into the thing and gets kicked out of the game. I will tell you that the best part is Fetty and I took teams down for a long time to Arizona. Won one championship with them, but some of the memories I have from the Vegas trips, the Arizona trips, are some of the best memories. Made some good friends, and it's because he put this stuff together. We built this. There's euphemisms of Pat for Dan Chapman running in, running circles, fucking ball goes over his head, only manager in the league that stands there supporting his player 100%, because the guy tries to get 3 as Dan runs to the wall and then throws it in and we get the out. Pat stands there in front of parents and everybody. Way to polish that turd, fucking champion. We've had, let's see, we've had one game that will stand out in memory. I don't think there's ever, you couldn't plan a game as bad as one night in Mesa, and we've all laughed about this many times. And the best part is watching Pat over in the dugout as a pop-up behind third base. Oh, yeah. Chippo runs over. I got it. I got it. I got it. Joe runs right over behind him, and at the last second when the ball's this far out, going, you got it. Fucking hits the ground.
That's pro baseball, right?
Yeah, this is baseball at its best. We were
4 outs
absolutely 4 outs minimum. We had old Roper over there, and this is before he was half-century Roper, you know? He's over there at first base, fucking triple uncorks a fucking ball across the infield. Bobby doesn't even see the fucking thing. Hits the fence. But the best part is watching Fetty over in the dugout with every one of these. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck! Have you guys ever played baseball before? Jesus Christ. We've had, then we got the pet detective, as he was known. We pick up a guy, and this is the best part. So Fetty gets out on the mound to warm up, and this guy comes in with brand new catcher's gear, everything. I mean, he's
Player Pool guy for Arizona, by the way.
Player Pool, he's sitting behind the mound, and Fetty goes to throw. He's like, okay, no, it's normal warm fastball. Throws it, guy doesn't even move, it hits the fence. And this happens about 5 times in a row. Fetty looks over at me at third base. Are you fucking kidding me? Am I throwing that fast, or is this guy fucking retarded? You picked him up. So,
the home plate umpire is scared shitless at that point.
Yeah, I'm at third base, and another one where that was, I think, the year we may have won the championship. And Bobby's pitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, that was another one. This one was Bobby, when Bobby gets a line drive back into his chest, and he'd been playing beat up the whole tournament, and it hits him, and I look over, and he just slowly falls down. And Fetty's like, his eyes are all big, and he says, I think he's fucking dead. Call an ambulance, go out. I think he's fucking dead.
There's some paperwork to do here, motherfucker.
So, all I'll say is it's well deserved, and not only what he did for NAB up here, he's become a good friend of mine, and I would cheers to a lot of us have memories in this room that he's helped make possible. I don't play anymore, but it doesn't seem like that long ago, and they're memories I'll always have. I played with a lot of you guys, and he's the reason that we put a lot of those teams together and we played over the years. So here's to Pat Fetty.
Here's to Pat. Cheers. Broken more putters than anybody I know.
Remember, he left Tomlinson at the ballpark.
He ran away from that mark as fast as he could.
Oh, and by the way, I do have a very fun memory with Fetty throwing those eggs at Tia. Tia was one of the best. And she's like, "Come on, Pat, throw a strike." And he's just,
she's fucking crowd the dumpster.
He's almost hitting me. I'm like, oh man.
I will never forget that. This is all your fucking stupid Arizona tournament. That's where it's from.
By the way,
riding your van all across the whole friggin' all the side roads and everything else on the way into the hotel.
That was great.
Don't worry about this.
There's nothing like hanging out with a drunk cop. It's like, I got this.
The cops came and were like, I got it under control, don't worry about it.
Your mouth, Sarge.
Yeah. See, so when we leave a house in Arizona, there's leftover groceries. That year, there happened to be a whole bunch of eggs, and Chris's wife was with us, and she wanted to take some BP. I'm like, all right, fucking get up there.
And they were like this.
And she's, like I said,
They were like
dumpster. I put 2 in her fucking thigh, and she's like, that's right. Deserved it. Still does. Let's go to Kirkland. We'll throw some eggs at you.
Then there's you making fun of Kenzie's. You and Atwood doing the Kenzie's run in the nightclub.
Oh, in the middle of the night.
Shit faced.
Is that the night you watched the park all the way?
Yep.
So then we get this on tape. So, hey John Kinsey's got it. Hey John, we're all going out tonight. There's a club, you know, it's just like half a mile down the road. We're gonna hang out. It's like, all right, sweet. We're gonna leave at 7:30. So 7:30, he comes down in a tank top and dolphin shorts and a fanny pack. I swear to God.
What was your comment?
And I'm like, are you trying to get fucked in the ass?
Hey, you're gonna get Richard Simmons' clothes back.
Yeah, that's right. Richard Simmons called and he's pissed and wants to have a fanny pack back. See that goddamn Arizona tournament, man. It's a mess for us up here. We don't see any sunlight. We go to there and we're all brains all get scrambled. Alright, I think at that point he's probably
Was Shane the one that called you after the Louisiana Lightning thumping?
No, Joe that called me. Joe doesn't remember this. This was like 2007 maybe.
Like 5.
The last time we ever went to Vegas.
I don't think we've been invited back.
So it was a Friday night. You're not very good. Team called the Louisiana Lightning. And we found out about mid-game that the manager was one of these assholes who could never play but has more money than smart. So he bought all of his players, flew them all in, paid for their hotel, paid for hookers and whatever else, and like honestly, it was like $10 a strikeout, $100 a home run, and these guys waddled us. And so we went home and we did the Vegas thing till
What's Vegas thing?
What's the Vegas thing?
So I mean,
Good to the old girls dinner.
we got to church and they had bingo going until 4 a.m. And I'm gonna win a new poncho in this bingo game. So we fucking sat there the whole night. And for some stupid ass reason, Joe calls me at 8 in the morning. He's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm dead. I should be in a coffin right now. I'm in my hotel. Who the fuck are you?" Joe's like, "You're in the championship." I'm like, "I guess who?" It's like the Louisiana Lightning. I'm like, "Tell him congratulations." No way.
I see Lenny later, he's like, yeah, Joe called. We were supposed to be at the championship. I was still drunk when he called. He said the whole team was drunk. We rolled in the Bobby pulled some fucking Asian out of the strip club that night.
my wife.
See, the other Hall of Fame guys are respectable human beings, and then you had to come to Seattle.
I asked Joe why Beth was the only one here.
And if you ask Beth, Beth does not want to be
Our
here.
wives already left us.
He was too cheap to invite the girls. I'm like, wait, I'm gonna be with all these assholes.
Beth is asking.
Not let my wife anywhere near these stories. Yeah. It's harder to deny when it's third party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hooters. Yeah, I got it. Blonde. Yeah, got it. Check.
She's making a list.
Making a list.
You know how big a fan of Jesus I am.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not go there.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, we know.
2 words exactly.
Yeah, but Christmas is sure cool in the tie.
All games on Sunday.
That wasn't even the year we let Dwayne's wife write the lineup. We were so far out of that goddamn.
That was awesome.
Jen, what do you got for a lineup? She's like, are you serious? Yeah, fuck, I'm drunk. I don't want to write it. Yeah. The worst thing about the Vegas tournament is playing against a local cop team. There's nothing worse than playing in that tournament because those guys have been up, you know, fucking beating people to death all night, and they're just looking to kick the shit out of somebody. Yeah. See, I'm looking at you.
Was that the game you gave the bird call?
I believe you bird called that. Bird call started a long time. That was Arizona.
Pummeled.
I think you bird called that game.
That was a game that Flowers beat the guy and then walked him.
No, the bird call started a long time before that.
Guys like, fuck it, I can hit this guy. Well, okay, I can't see a strike. All right.
What's this about for anyway? Yeah. In all seriousness, though,
I think there's a douche hanging off something. Yeah, I'm gonna get that in my face.
You'll get something in your face later. Don't worry.
We have pictures.
We got the pictures to prove what we had in class. In all seriousness, I can't speak, buddy. Pat and I have been playing probably most consistently the whole time for a while now, and he's done a good job with me. He took it over for that jackass. I think he's down there some Greg, I think.
Greg.
Yeah, Cole.
Shane knows him.
Good guy. Not a good manager by any means. Managed it very well. So Pat revived it, obviously. It's been a lot of good years for a lot of us here. Pat's been there. We've seen him pitch with torn hamstring. We've seen him do a lot of things through pain. Good guy. I'm not going to roast him. I think we've already said all the other things that need to be said. Yeah, but it's an honor to have all of us here as being the small community you want to be around for this occasion. You struggle with who he's going to invite and not invite everybody because it's not an everybody thing. So you should feel honored that he invited you guys here because you're the guys that obviously he's played with, umpires that he somewhat respects. Players of the past, some of you guys that don't play anymore, I hope you'll play again. Some of you assholes playing other teams.
He's pointing at you eating them.
Yeah.
Well, they've been trying to trade me for years. They will have
me right over there. Yeah. But we made a go of it, and hopefully we can ride this out for a while longer. We got some young bucks on the team now that are helping on to carry the tradition of some of the things these old farts over here started, and I'm one of the younger guys still trying to carry on.
Younger?
Younger than them.
Oh.
Than them. The old farts like retired. Yeah.
You just ripped Jeffrey over.
You're asking. No. I'm a bigger asshole than he is, you know that. So, I think it's an honor to have you guys up here and do this for Pat. I think it's great. I don't know what the record, how it goes about. He gets into it, but I don't know who's in it. Never really heard of it before. Pat told him he's doing it.
I made this whole shit up.
I thought he did.
It's the Seattle NBA Hall of Fame. And I'm shutting it down after this year.
We're going to settle before that. It's over here.
But we put together two teams to win championships down there. Unfortunately, they were 10 years apart. Hopefully, it won't be that until we get the next one. Yeah, fuck you.
You'd be century roper.
But anyway, cheers to Pat for all he's done for all of us.
Cheers, Pat.
And when he comes in ABA.
Nice work, Pat.
Thank you, Mark. Cheers.
Watch out for squirrels.
They are flying at this time of the summer.
It's true. So there are some.
Oh, yeah. I heard that, by the way.
You'll hear it later.
See that one?
Flying zone.
Is there anybody else wants to say anything before I get going?
Oh, God.
I just want to nominate Pat for the Drinking Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah!
I think there's only 2 guys that have missed baseball games because of a case of the gout. David Wells and Pat Fetty.
I love you, brother.
That was awesome.
Wow.
That's money.
Oh yeah.
I second them.
He does a lot of work for the league, though. It's good stuff.
You tell us a story, Timmy.
I came into the league, I was like 19 years old, and I was a coach. I was like, I don't want to fucking coach, but no one else would do it. Pat Fetty was up there. He was the commissioner. Pat Fetty was up there. Oh wait, did I mix that up? Sorry.
I'm driving, by the way. It's all right.
Thank God.
You go to the Red Robin or whatever, and Fetty's up there. This guy's a fucking commissioner? What the fuck? This league is fucked. We're screwed. I'm paying money for this shit? But it worked out.
Well said.
Alright, now on that note. Yeah, but everybody worked out.
They still haven't given me the award.
Well, there's still time to redact it.
Left field.
Joe's over here like, can I get a fucking flight out of midnight?
Send us that tape, we'll put it on the website tomorrow.
All it's going to be is beep, beep, Fetty. You know, from an organizational standpoint, you guys don't see all the dumbass emails that we get.
Bruce Banky?
That was fantastic.
Thank you. Burke and Flower, that we can attest to all the stuff that Pat has to do behind the scenes. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's not just the baseball games that you got to play. It's really setting up the schedule. The rainouts we had to deal with this year, which were just awful. Dealing with the different fields and dealing with all the jackass things that happen through the year. So I mean, Pat, umpires, really screw things up. It's a what?
During the hearing of
Hey, my season's over. It's all right.
It was over before it started.
Pat's done a really, really good job, and just being on the board with him, it's been a lot of fun. And it is a lot of work, and I think he's done phenomenal for us. So, cheers to Pat.
Thank you, Lowell.
Cheers.
Yeah, I'd like to say one thing. If any of you guys have a father that umpires, don't call me.
I got one that's
swearing.
right in.
Yes.
Don't fight.
By the way,
No swearing, I'll throw you out of the park.
this gentleman right here is the new owner of Valley next year. I'm stepping down. I'm sure. It is time. It's time.
Are you gonna up it all?
Oh, I'm gonna umpire. So
Girl softball?
He's gonna try. Yeah.
after 49 years of it, I'm gonna learn the house.
Start by reading the rule book.
I knew this was going to be a fucking roast.
Don't do that. I couldn't take another year of that.
Yeah, Shane, you really should have picked somebody else.
No, what everybody said here just further makes
true?
it right that he's getting this award. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I've done these since 1998, and you know, this is what it's all about right here. And you have made an impact on all of these people's lives, and so many more. There's a lot of people that aren't even here that you've impacted. There's a lot of people that you've impacted in good ways that seriously don't understand or appreciate what you've done for them. We get those emails too. So I actually, excuse me, I have notes here, and I get the serious side of this. So I don't sit up here. I'm not going to say all the funny things that you guys said, but I really enjoyed listening to them.
Oh, we got more. Yeah, that's right. As long as they're pouring booze, there's going to be more.
What's awesome is I actually, you know, I have my own team, and Joe has his own team, and I have a lot of friends just like you do, and we all sit around and we have these same exact stories, and it's really fun to hear everybody else's stories. And you guys could write a book. You guys could also produce a movie like the Network.
Right.
Fetty is Director of Communications for Seattle NABA. I will spearhead that initiative.
It's called a League
It's
of
not a
Legends.
porn.
Are you sure?
He's out.
Sorry, Jay. No, it's all right. You guys say whatever you want. You can interrupt me anytime you want. It doesn't matter to me. But I want to take more of the serious side of this. You know, I heard you say I really don't know how he got this. So I'm
serious side.
I actually want
You guys from this close? I've seen you bat in the way. First thing you've ever hit.
I actually want to go through and share some of that with you, and why we picked Pat. Pat is one of 3 guys this year who was selected for our Hall of Fame. And our
The other 2 are dead?
The other 2? Actually, we have our New York League president, and the Louisiana Lightning manager.
Oh!
Super fun. I
like these guys.
I know what happened. You said, should we nominate Pat Fetty for seriously? Are you fucking kidding? How funny would that be?
He knew exactly what
I know what happens out there. Who should we nominate?
That's 2 out of 3.
Seattle. Fucking crazy! Are you serious? How fucking funny would it be?
Thanks, Brent.
That was pretty good. So anyways, actually our Hall of Fame is something that we take really serious at the NABA. And it's not an easy thing to do, to get into the NABA Hall of Fame. Pat tonight will be inducted as the 11th member to get into our Hall of Fame since 1998. Our 12th and 13th will be the other 2 guys we're going to after this. And but Pat is going in as our 11th member of the NABA Hall of Fame. Every person, with the exception of one, we had a league president that passed away last year out of Indiana that was inducted into the Hall of Fame, but was not an original NABA guy. Everybody before Pat has been one of the original founders or starters of the NABA since 1992. So Pat came in 1993. And so Pat will be the first one. It's not one of the absolute originals, but he is going to be our first one outside of that. And that speaks volumes about you. I want to talk about how you get there, and I want to talk about I want to talk about how we get there. In our process, you have to be nominated to even be considered for the Hall of Fame. It just so happens that Pat was nominated this year.
By himself.
By
himself.
That's true.
Hey, what I gotta do?
I have 2 email accounts.
Who do you got a hump around here to get me?
Anybody can nominate anyone and for the NABA's Hall of Fame. It just so happened that his nomination came from Joe. Joe is actually the person who nominated you for the Hall of Fame.
This Joe?
This Joe,
Oh,
not that Joe.
That was me.
Not my brother. Yeah, but thanks for your fucking effort.
And Joe nominated him. We actually get anywhere between 30 to 50 nominations a year. We take only 5. To get nominated and then to be placed onto the ballot, you have to have all 10 members of the Hall of Fame committee in the NABA has to say in the nomination process, yes, we would put him on the ballot. He has to have 100% unanimous approval of all 10 people. And Pat got that. So Pat was put onto the Hall of Fame ballot. Once you get onto our Hall of Fame ballot, you now have 5 years then to get into our Hall of Fame. You have to, we then go through a process. We have 5 points that we go through that we look at. One is you have to be an NABA member for at least 5 years. We look at both the impact that the person had at a local level and at a national level. We look at whether or not he volunteers within his own community and the things that he does within his own community. We look at what type of support and commitment he gives to his own NABA players and the support and commitment to the philosophies of what the national office is looking for. And then the last thing we look at is his achievements and his accomplishments and what he has done. So after doing that, and we receive Pat's information, and we do all the research on all the different people that are on the ballot, we go back into another vote. The NABA Hall of Fame Committee has 3 board of directors that sit on it, 2 officers, 2 directors within the company, and then 3 founding members of the NABA. So 10 people sit on the board. You have to then get 8 of those 10 people to give you a yes vote to get into the Hall of Fame. And Pat got all 10.
That must have cost a freaking
It looks good on paper.
So,
Haven't even met him.
actually, yes, several have.
2.
No, almost every.
Thanks.
I would venture to say probably other than 2. And they have talked to him on the phone, but everybody else on that committee has actually met him through the World Series and for the teams that he's brought to the tournaments. They've all met him. So it was awesome. You're only the 11th guy to get in, and it was I think a great tribute to you that you didn't get just 8, you got all 10 to say that they wanted you to go in. I wanted to talk a little bit about why we put Pat in. It's not because of all your jokes. It's not
Really?
It's not because you showed us.
Because I'd be in prison.
It's not
really,
because
right
of
now.
the picture we saw of you getting teabagged.
That helped, though. That
I gotta tell you, you would have been in years ago if you'd have seen this.
I would have never thought I'd hear a shame for you to say teabag. Never.
And then, I wanted to talk a little bit as to some of the things we discussed as a committee when we were sitting down talking about Pat and why we felt he was the right guy to go in for us. So, and I won't take forever going through some of this, but I do want you guys to know some of the thoughts that we put into it for him. First of all, we looked at his longevity. I mean, he started in 1993 as the Bend, Oregon League president.
So he's old.
Yeah, well, he's younger than me.
Okay. Suck it.
I played against some of you guys and been on the side of some of your whoopings, so so you guys are a lot younger than me. So, but he's been around a long time, 19 years. In fact, we've been around the exact same amount of time. I started playing in the Denver NABA in 1993.
So I can be president next year?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
What happened to you?
Okay, do you guys turn a profit like here? Because that'd be awesome.
You can have my other 4 jobs that have to make sure I make this work. And see all those emails I sent. But I started in 1993 and then started working for the NABA in 1996. So we've been around the exact same time. And that's a long time to be committed to a particular program. We looked at his commitment and his dedication and his support to all of you guys. I think it's pretty evident tonight that we did a really good job of selecting the right guy. And not just that, but his commitment to the community here as well. Some of the things that he does in the community, and then his commitment to the national office. I mean, Pat knows more than anyone that this is a job of criticism. Okay, you're going to get more criticism than you are going to get positive feedback. Okay, that's just the way it is. How you handle that, the way you want to go about that, speaks volumes about your character. It speaks volumes about who you are as a person. Pat's one of the very few league presidents that we have willing to pick up the phone, contact us, and tell us both the good and the bad. The things that we can improve on, the things that we're doing well on. He has no problem giving us suggestions and comments and recommendations that make a huge difference in some of the things that we do and some of the decisions we make from a national level out to everyone. And that's a very, very positive thing for us. The next thing we looked at was his involvement in the community. And I'm really big on that. I run a youth association back home. I have 32 youth teams in our association. I also run our 8th grade high school feeder program, and I also coach high school baseball, a varsity high school baseball team. So I understand what it means to be involved in the community, and I really look for that when we select people that are involved or get involved in the NABA and the Hall of Fame. You know, Pat's involvement with the Spinal Cord Society in Santa Cruz, California. He's been doing that for 15 years. He's volunteered as a Little League coach. He does free pitching clinics for kids all the time here in this community. And then one of the things I really like is the fact that he understands that how much a brand new little baseball to a kid can mean is a big thing to me. Because it does, it means a lot. I know, I do a lot of camps myself. I do a lot of them, and it means a ton to a kid to be able to walk up and get a brand new baseball from somebody you don't even know, just to be able to take home and call it home. And I think that's a really big thing. That's a really big thing that we look at for Pat, his involvement in the community. We look at his philosophies and mentalities of what the league means to him. When we talk